Yo, what's good, my people? It's your boy Big Chris, aka the Compton Animator, and I'm here to give you another WWE SmackDown review plus more. So let's get this started off. I'm reviewing WWE SmackDown for April 11th, 2014. And before I get off into the SmackDown review, I got to review a couple other shows, so let's do this. So before I get off into anything, let's get a quick moment of silence for your boy, our boy, the Ultimate Warrior. So I really just want to talk about Warrior for a second. Um, you know, it's crazy how he was, you know, just on Raw. He was just at the whole um, award ceremony for the Hall of Fame. He was at WrestleMania, and it was like he had a big, blowout weekend for himself. And he was on Raw last night. I mean, on the Monday night earlier this week, and and then a couple of days later he dies. He passes away, and it's just crazy just to hear that type of thing, and just to be witness of something of that nature. The guy truly was somebody who really had a lot of issues with the whole wrestling community as far as the wrestlers themselves. But as far as somebody like me who's just a wrestling fan, I didn't really see it that way. People have told me he said a lot of crazy things about gays and stuff like that. But to me, it's the whole thing of what was that person towards the end of their life. You could see Warrior was really trying to legitimately make changes and just turn his life around really, and you've seen that through the WWE just acknowledging him and really giving him that exact saying, okay, you can come back type thing. Um, you had a lot of wrestlers who posted after his death of just being able to speak with him this weekend. You had guys like Jake the Snake who just came out and said, I buried the hatchet with this dude over the weekend and stuff, and it's just sad to see him die and stuff like that. So, I'm just real sad over it still. It's been a few days since it's happened, and every time I see the dude face, I'm just still sad. And what makes it really even more eerie is that the whole promo that he cut on Monday Night Raw, which was just that it was the Warrior promo, and it sounded like probably sounding like a few of his other Warrior type promos, but it was just still eerie of him talking about how you know when a guy dies, his legacy is led on by the fans and stuff like that. And it's the fans who build up a guy to where that his blood stays with them, and he just keeps moving on. And it was kind of fitting just for something last for him to say, and it was kind of eerie at the same time. But I really want to say rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. For what I knew of you and for my childhood, watching you on TV, you was a great character. Crazy as hell, but a great character. And I really enjoyed watching you. This past weekend on the whole Hall of Fame. I really liked your Hall of Fame speech, and um, just how it talked about how older wrestlers should, kind of take a back seat, and realize when it's their time to go, because these new guys need time to shine, and that's the only way the industry can move forward is if you give these dudes time to shine. So yeah, R.I.P. Ultimate Warrior. So let's kick off with some wrestling, and first thing I should get into is NXT. I mean, no, let's get into main event first. Main event. So main event happened on Tuesday, the first of April of no, not the first, the 8th of April, if I believe I'm right. Yep, the 8th of April. And before I talk about anything, just a little bit of more news from this. So with this main event, you have main event no longer being on regular TV anymore. The contract with Ion is up, and you'll only be able to see main event on the WWE Network. So if you want to watch the main event, WWE main event, you have to have the network, which is kind of sucks for me because I have kind of a shitty internet living in Compton, and I've tried to get better internet, but for where I live at, for AT&T, they said they don't have any better plans for where I live, so fuck them. I'm about to see if I can get somewhere else. But for now, I have to watch it slow as fuck on the network and stuff like that. So yeah, it sucks. But your first match that you start off with is the Wyatts versus Shield, and oh my god, man, this was another good Wyatt versus Shield match. The middle of it was slow. It wasn't their best match. I would say it's my least favorite of their matches of all three. These guys really did go in here and really did put on a pretty chill match, but I will have to say that this match did have some slow points to it, and that's the reason why it was my least favorite. And the crowd wasn't as into it as they usually are. Sorry, fucking allergies is fucking me up. But I still thought it was a pretty chill match, and you end up getting the Shield with their first win in their three-way of matches. So the Shield come out with their first win, and they go on to cut a promo where you get Seth Rollins, who's basically cutting most of the promo. Dean Ambrose is feeling hurt in this, so he's playing off hurt, and you get him just coughing on the mic and acting hurt, which I thought was pretty funny. And you get Roman Reigns, who's pretty acting very fucking Rico Suave and shit like here, and just trying to be sexy dude with the crowd and with Renee, and just with talking about how Triple H says he doesn't know any of the Shield guys by name or by face, and they're just faceless dudes. And he kind of asks the crowds about faceless, what's my name, So, kind of being that sexy type dude here. Then you get Seth Rollins, who goes and says believe in the Shield, and all the other things at the end. But I thought it was a pretty cool promo. I think Dean Ambrose played the hurt thing a little bit up too much, but beyond that, I thought it was pretty good. So next you get the other matches, Dolph Ziggler versus Jack Swagger. Jack Swagger comes out with the win here. Dolph Ziggler still looked a little strong here, but Jack Swagger ends up coming out the win, just pushing him up to more towards Jack Swagger fighting Cesaro probably at the Extreme Rules match. Extreme Rules pay-per-view or special event. I guess what they're calling them now. So instead of pay-per-views, they'll be calling their pay-per-views special events now. But yeah, Ziggler had his time going up to Mania looking strong, so he's taking a little bit of beatings between Swagger and superstars. He kind of lost to what's his name, Ryback, which I didn't watch, but I heard about it. So next match you have Alexander Rusev, and I just got this picture because I like the way she's looking. Lana's looking at Rusev, just like, God damn it, motherfucker, go and kill him, But Rusev ends up winning quickly with the alkaline or whatever he calls it, and basically does that and get a quick win. So you get NXT, which happened on, and okay, as far as main event goes, it was an okay show. The Shield match was the highlight. Everything else was filler. So yeah. So you get NXT, which happened on the 10th of April, and that was a Thursday. So another network show. You start off with Adam Rose, who's just a very fun guy to watch, and you'll see him on WWE main roster soon, but a very fun guy to watch. He faced a nobody here. I'm still not used to his changing of his song yet. They changed it from the first one he came out with, when he only had it for like a day the first time he came out with. I understand the idea behind changing it, that this song had a woo feel, like a Ric Flair type of woo in it, and it made you chant woo like Ric Flair to him. And you kind of don't want that because that's a Ric Flair thing, so you kind of separate yourselves from that. But I like the song. I still like the entrance. I like his character. Hopefully it can last. He can keep it fresh throughout the NXT run and from when he enters the WWE. So yeah, I'm very interested in him. He won this match here tonight, and he's still have fun, a lot of fun watching the crowd still trying to. This is awesome during the match and stuff. So yeah, it was a pretty fun match. Next you get Sasha Banks versus Bayley. They have a pretty physical match. Nothing too much to this match. They've had better matches than this, but still a pretty good Divas match as it was. You get Bayley, who wins with the belly to belly at the end, and beating Sasha Banks. So after that, you get Mojo Rawley versus Sylvester LeFort. A very, very quick match with Mojo Rawley winning, basically powering over LeFort. I still don't like his finisher. I like the character. I like the charisma he has. I like the hypeness that he has. But his finisher and even his ring gear is still not catching on with me. Most definitely his finisher. I can accept the ring gear, but the finisher is just, it doesn't seem powerful enough for his type of character. So yeah. After that, you get Brodus Clay, who comes in, attacks LeFort, and then calls out Adrian Neville, and them two have a kind of a talk off, and it's basically Brodus Clay saying that he wants the belt. So you get that, which I thought was pretty chill, okay for what it was. So after that, you get Bo Dallas, who comes out and talks to the audience, and tries to get them to start a Occupy NXT movement, but the audience doesn't go with him and basically turn their backs on him. So he freaks out about this and starts running around the ring screaming and stuff like that. A very good segment for Bo Dallas, especially just character wise and stuff. I thought this was going to be the where he kind of says fuck NXT, I'm leaving, and kind of be his step to main roster, but it was very good character moments here, especially for anybody who's just now watching NXT. Playing up this character, this kind of guy who's not really that great of not a wrestler, but not really that great of a person, but a real asshole type of guy who twists your words and stuff. I love it when he was said, "I gave you guys cookies. Why aren't you following me?" That was pretty funny, but I thought it was a pretty good promo here. I love just their flip on the Occupy Raw movement here. So very good to see Hill do this type of thing, and I would love to see them do something similar to this when he gets on the main roster. So you get JBL, who comes out and kind of says, stop the whining. I got to do for you to fight my good friend Justin Gabriel. He has a match with Gabriel. I can see why Gabriel's not on the main roster from this match. His moves aren't very hard hitting. On SmackDown, you had a match with Kofi Kingston where you can most definitely tell why Kofi Kingston's on the main roster still, and he's on the show every other week is because Kofi Kingston, on the other hand, he's in better shape than Gabriel. Plus his move set and the way he does his moves, really do give a feel that, okay, I'm watching somebody that's exciting in the ring. Justin Gabriel has an exciting move set, but the way he performs them isn't that great. Hopefully they can keep him on NXT, and hopefully he can get better at this, because where he's going right now, I don't see him moving up anywhere from this. But as far as the match goes, it was probably pretty mediocre as far as Justin Gabriel's part goes. You really needed Justin Gabriel to hype this match up, especially with a heel like Bo Dallas, who is more of the promo guy to get you to the match. It takes the guy who's in the match to really put over Bo Dallas or to make it look good. Bo Dallas can make it look good, but it got to be a 50-50 thing here. But I thought the match was mediocre, and you end up getting Bo Dallas, who comes out with the win here, making him look stronger. So as far as the show goes, I thought it was a pretty okay show. Nothing too good, nothing too bad. You got an Adam Rose thing, and the Divas one was pretty chill, and I love the Bo Dallas part. But it was an okay show. I didn't really feel bad about it. It kind of went on, and 1 hour show is not that bad to me. So next, you get your WWE SmackDown, which, like I said, happened on Friday, April 11th, 2014. And you start off with John Cena, who's in the ring, and basically gives a rundown of everything that happened on this whole WrestleMania weekend and WrestleMania week. Kind of playing up every single match and everybody who's had a big thing happen and talking about all that. Gets into his whole thing with Bray Wyatt, says, "You still didn't beat me," kind of jokes it off. Then says that anybody else who has to come up in the WWE has to basically go through him, and they have to measure up to him, calling himself the measuring stick of the WWE. And that's where you get Bray Wyatt, who comes on, and you get Luke Harper, who first comes on, and they're basically telling John Cena that, you're not the guy. I mean, we're not really scared of you. The whole you winning thing just powered us up even more, and it made us realize the type of person that you really are, and that, somewhere inside of you is the thing that we're looking for, and the thing to turn you into a monster and to turn you into what we want to turn you into. So basically just telling John Cena that this isn't over and we're going to come get you. So I really did like his promo here, and I thought it was pretty fun to watch. So next, you get Paul Heyman, who comes out with Antonio Cesaro, introduces Antonio Cesaro, King and Swing. You get a match with him and Big Show. They shake hands before the match, and Paul Heyman's on commentary. And you get a pretty average match. Big Show was very slow here. He controlled most of the match, doing hits and stuff like that. Beating down on Cesaro for most of the match. You get Cesaro who hits out the ring and gets some advice from Paul Heyman, gets back in, starts doing chokes on the Big Show. The match started to pick up a little bit here once Cesaro started taking more control of the match. He tries to do the big swing on Big Show, but before he can get him really into it, you get Jack Swagger who comes out, puts Cesaro on the ankle lock. Cesaro ends up picking up the win by Big Show being disqualified for this. And Big Show goes and knocks Swagger out the ring, but Cesaro comes and basically does this move onto Big Show, slamming him on the ropes, and then gets in the ring, picks him up, and puts him in a neutralizer, which looks very good. The strength of Cesaro is just, sickening good. The dude is fucking powerful. And just to do pick up a guy who's damn near 500 pounds and do this to him is very, very fucking good. So yeah, that was a very good move. And you get Cesaro who comes off looking strong by the end of the match. So after that, you get Los Matadores versus Ryback. So a pretty average match. Nothing really happened to this. You get some spots with El Torito. This was a very fucking average to mediocre match right here. Only thing that was okay about it was that the Rybacks will finally get a team win here. And that was about it. You get the next match, which was RVD versus Damien Sandow. I like this match better than the first one. Sandow got a lot more offense here, which is something I like to see. But RVD ends up coming out with the win here with the Frog Splash. The crowd was really into RVD. Even you can hear it even through the put-in audio from the WWE. You can still hear that the crowd was very much into RVD here. But, he's the guy that can get over with a crowd anywhere. I like that Sandow was pretty strong here and stuff and did his thing right here. What else? Yes. Rob Van Dam comes out with the win here. So, like I said, it was a better match than they had last time. Like I said, my fucking allergies is fucking up. They had a better match than they had last time, but it was still pretty average at best. And that's one thing about this whole first hour of the show. It was pretty average. This is where the show kind of started to pick up. You get Hulk Hogan, who basically calls out Daniel Bryan and praises him for winning the title. Daniel Bryan tells Hulk Hogan that he's always admired him, and he just basically hypes up Hulk Hogan and says how good of a dude he is and how much of a iconic guy he is. And then he gets Hulk Hogan to do his whole little skit with him, or not skit, what do you call it? All the Hogan poses and stuff with him, and Daniel Bryan and Hogan do that and send off the segment that way. I thought it was a pretty fun segment, especially one for the whole in stadium crowd there. So it was an okay segment here, and just one I sat through. It was okay. So that's really all I want to see Hogan do, as well as just these little things right here. I don't want to see nothing else from Hogan, so that's why I'm like, it was pretty okay. So next you get Kofi Kingston with a badass new Green Arrow inspired hoodie, which I hope he wears more, because I like him with the hoodie. It kind of makes his whole outfit seem a little bit more better versus Bad News Barrett. And I love this dude, how he's returned as Bad News Barrett, and he's been looking really good, especially in this match right here, where you get Barrett who comes out and tells the audience, "Can I have some decorum, please?" And I love this dude, but he says that, then he goes, he tries to say, "I got some bad news," but Kofi tries to hit him, tries to stop him from saying that, and Barrett just lands his ass with a a right hook. And once Kofi's on the ground, he goes, "I got some bad news for you," and just really played this character up. And throughout this whole match, you get Kofi, who's putting up some pretty chill moves here. His moveset always looks good, and you get Barrett who really do have a kind of even match here, but you get Barrett who ends up hitting Kofi Kingston with the bullhammer when Kofi's trying to go for a SOS here. I mean, not SOS, but the Trouble in Paradise here, and knocking Kofi Kingston out, then giving him the pin. Barrett picks up the win and cheers with the crowd. So yeah, Bad News Barrett is back in effect and was one of the highlights of the show for me. And just I'm so happy he's back wrestling again. And you even saw the Raw rebound with him wrestling Rey Mysterio, which was another good just whole I'm back type of thing. And Wade Barrett's really showing why he deserves to be where he's at right now. And hopefully they can push him and kind of give him a good spot in the wrestling ring right now. So after that, you get Fandango, who's with Layla now after him and Summer Rae had a whole breakup on Twitter. Um, Basically, you're going to see Summer Rae go on her own, which I'm very happy about. Summer Rae's a really good character, and she was doing really good down at NXT. And I'm even happier that Layla's with Fandango, because now you don't have to worry about her being a singles competitor now. And I think her being with Fandango is a better fit for Layla, and a better fit with Summer Rae being out of it. And I hope that you may get a feud between her and Summer Rae coming up, where Summer Rae has to kind of talk shit to Fandango and is pissed off at Layla for taking her spot. But you get a match with Fandango and Santino Marella in probably their best match since they've been back. Really quick match here. Santino doesn't go too goofy here, but his hip tosses are very good as always. And you get Fandango, who lets off a good few punches as well and does a couple moves. But the match goes down where Santino Marella tries to get out his Cobra. Layla snatches it away from him and kind of, showing why she's with Fandango now. And Fandango ends up rolling up Santino for the win. And you get Layla, who's in the ring outside with Fandango, and they're celebrating. So, okay match. The best one I thought Fandango and Santino's had so far, as far as just, chemistry in the match, in the story that they had for the match. The match made sense while I was on the show, and especially just to show it off that Fandango has a new girl now. So, after that, they do a little whole promo package for Paige and talking about her as a person and who she is, introducing her to the whole WWE audience, then replaying her things that happened on Raw and how she won the title and everything. And it was a very good promo package and just showing some good things on about Paige and her. They didn't really talk about her being the NXT champion and the Divas champion right now, but they did hype up the fact that, she's kind of the first person at NXT to do what she's doing right now. And, just hyping up the fact that, she has the Diva title and how pissed off AJ is about it right now. So hopefully we see more for this on Raw, and hopefully they go somewhere with this. I'm still not 100% on the whole give Paige the title right now thing, but it is what it is. So next you get your main event match, which is the Usos and Daniel Bryan versus Batista and Randy Orton and Kane. My fucking allergies are still fucking up, so it's gonna be hard for me to talk here. But you get a pretty good match here. These guys work very well in these three-way matches, especially Batista and Randy Orton. You can tell that Batista works better here because he isn't gas so quick, and also Randy Orton because he doesn't have to hold the match. Like all three of those guys who aren't really great singles competitors right now, because they have to hold a match all of their own, are really great here. The Usos and Daniel Bryan was really good here too. I thought it was a pretty fun match altogether. And really just all these guys doing exactly what they need to do, and Daniel Bryan getting his pop when he finally enters the ring and stuff. So the match goes down. Daniel Bryan lets Kane out the ring and basically throws him over. The Usos jump and get onto do the dives onto Randy Orton and what's his name, Dave Batista, and kind of I think Dave doesn't really catch one of the Usos and he hits the floor hard, but they all start fighting on the outside and just beating the shit out of the Usos and Daniel Bryan, and don't get into the ring, so the referee calls the bell and you get another double count out, which I liked here, that nobody went over, but the Usos still looked very strong in this match as well, so it kind of hyped them up a little bit more and got them their little fever back here. But so you get a double count out, and Kane goes to try to put Daniel Bryan through the table. You get the Batista and Randy Orton, who do their finishers on both of the Usos, an RKO and a Batista bomb on each one, respectively. And before Daniel Bryan can get put to the table, the announcer's table, you get the Shield, who comes out and just starts beating the shit out of Kane. They see Randy Orton, then they get into the ring. Kane is all beat before the Shield can do anything to Randy Orton and Batista. Randy Orton and Batista run out the ring, and then Kane gets up, is ready to attack the Shield, and Daniel Bryan hits him with the knee plus, and you get all the Shield plus, you get all the Shield who do the triple power bomb onto Kane, and then you get everybody who's going wild at the end and standing tall. And like I said, I thought this whole thing was fun. The whole match I thought was pretty fun. I liked the ending to it, and I liked the full ending to the show with, Daniel Bryan and the Shield standing on top again right here and kind of just showing, we're not going to take your bullshit. And WrestleMania happened. We're on top. We're hot. And you old guys are going to get your ass whooped right now. So hopefully, the heels can catch some more heat next week and probably go over next week, which will be very fun to see what happens. But as far as SmackDown goes altogether, I thought it was a pretty okay show here. The first half of the show was not that great. I thought it was very slow. The Cesaro and Big Show match really didn't do too much for me. Once the whole scene and stuff really wasn't that great, but I did like the Bray Wyatt promo. Once Hulk Hogan and Daniel Bryan segment happened, and then the Bray Wyatt segment, and the whole final match happened, I really did start getting into the show. And for what my grade, I would give it just a straight B. I thought the second half really saved it. I thought the first half was okay, but nothing really great, and just a normal SmackDown for the first half. And I thought the second half really did save it. So yeah, my comments like, comment, subscribe. You can find my links down below. And peace. Thank you for watching. Bye.